Hi guys, this is Shanna Trahan from the Trahan Therapy Center where we shape minds and change lives. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that I believe is so serious. I mean, you may not believe it's serious, but I believe it's so serious. So it is premarital counseling. I've helped a lot of couples make it through so that they can go and have a good marriage. And someone I was talking to was saying someone that they talked to, and when they told them, hey, I'm going to go have premarital counseling, they were asking them, oh, do people still do that? And that was kind of rude. Like, what do you mean do people still do that? If people want to have a successful marriage, you would have premarital counseling with someone who has wisdom and understanding, biblical and real world experience that can give you some guidance and help you to work through your issues, your premarital issues. And some people will even say, oh, but we're doing fine. Me and my fiance, we're great. Everything is lovely. We really don't need any support. Yeah, you don't need any until you get married. Things change when you get married. Sometimes the shoe drops. Sometimes skeletons fall out the closet. Things change once you get married. Personality defects that weren't there before show up. Things change once you get married. So I'm not trying to frighten you. I'm just telling you from personal experience, from experience of many people that I've worked with and heard from, things change once you get married. Everyone's version of premarital counseling is certainly very different. And so I cannot tell you, hey, if you go see this person or that person, what it's going to be. But I will say that premarital counseling, I strongly believe that there should be a license that you must obtain through obtaining premarital counseling before you get married. Because getting a divorce is so easy. Bam, pay the money, bam, wait the time, it's over. Finished. Most people, divorces are like that. So sometimes people don't second guess themselves. Well, I guess we'll just get a divorce. Oh, we'll just call it quits. We can't get along. We'll just call it quits. But like, why did you get married to start with, right? Why did you not discuss budgets before you got married? Why didn't you show each other how much you made before you got married? Why didn't you discuss how you want to raise children and how many kids you want to have before you got married? Like it's like people think the certificate that's signed off on is some type of magical thing. Oh, we're married now. Everything's going to be great. But it's not really like that. There's so many things you need to discuss beforehand that many people, including myself in the past, did not discuss in advance. But I tell you now that I'm fully aware of the things that need to be discussed before you lay your life on the line and entangle your credit, entangle your history, entangle yourself emotionally, mentally, financially, everything with the person. Now, if you go to church every Sunday and your mate doesn't go to church every Sunday, y'all probably need to understand each other's idea of spirituality and things like that. And then you can't get married and then get mad that they still not going. I mean, because what? We're accepting a person mostly pretty much for who they are or who they present themselves to be. Now, the one thing that you can't control is someone presenting themselves one way, but then signing on the dotted line and then them showing you that other side. That's the part you have no control over. But what you can do is get premarital counseling. Because if not, I mean, all these marriages are failing. Every time I turn around, somebody's gotten divorced, getting divorced, in the process of divorcing, in the process of leaving. I mean, why did you get married if you felt like you needed to sleep with 10 other people? Like, you should have stayed single. If you're not ready to be fully committed to the marriage, to God, to that person, like, don't get married. Don't do that. Like, that's not going to benefit you. That's not going to benefit the other person. And at the end of the day, you will have wasted time, money, effort, and all those things. It is so very important that you consider what you're getting yourself into. Marriage should not be entered into lightly. There's so many things that you can benefit from, but also be detracted from if you enter into something with someone you do not know. And sometimes we feel like we know a person because we've slept with them. That's a lie. That's not true. Just because you slept with somebody doesn't mean you know them. That means that you slept with them. Now, from the biblical sense, in the Bible, it talks about when you sleep with someone, right? When you exchange, when you're in that very intimate space, that you know someone from a spiritual perspective, and that spirits are then exchanged. So now you slept with someone that you really don't know, and then now you've exchanged these spirits, and you're trying to figure out, why am I acting so differently right now? What's going on with me? So I'm saying to you that if you're thinking about getting married, you think you want to get married, it's good to have individual counseling first. Let's say 3 to 6 months at least of individual counseling. But if you had a lot of trauma, you might want to do a year and a half of individual counseling first. And then after that, sorry y'all, that was a little bug here. But after that 1 year, 1.5 years of individual counseling for those with lots of background trauma, now, okay, I think me and this person, we're going to get together. We're looking at getting married, becoming engaged. Now this is time for couples counseling. Both parties have had their individual counseling. They're not perfect. They're just a better version than when you first met them, okay? Hopefully. So then now both of your better versions come together into couples counseling, and now we start working out some things. We start recognizing some of our selfish ways, or we start recognizing some things that we do well, or we recognize how we can be more forthcoming, a better communicator, and things like that, right? There's so many pieces that go into being married, and it's more than sleeping together, and it's more than living under the same roof. It's a lot more. And don't even get into the fact of when you bring children into it. You have kids already, or bringing stepkids and all that. All that is like, that's not easy. It's not easy. So I'm saying to you right now, if you're thinking about getting engaged, have you done your individual counseling? Have they done their individual counseling?
Yes.
Are both of you open to couples counseling? Because if you don't do couples counseling, so I'm just going to say what I say, which is ... If you don't do couples counseling, ... like, don't get married without doing couples counseling. It doesn't have to be church counseling. It doesn't have to be that. But it has to be based on some foundational principles that make sense for the couple. And just don't pretend. If you really want to be with a person, you have to pull the mask off and be your real self. And if they like you or care about you, they're going to love you pretty much regardless. But don't take that to mean that, oh, I can go out and sleep with 10 girls, or I can sleep with 10 guys, or oh, I can come home when I want to. Those kind of things don't go into a real adult, relationship, because there's respect. And when we have respect, we have everything, really, when we have respect, because we're thinking about each other. What would you want to do? How do you want it? That's on both sides. Okay? So anyway, guys, if you or any of your friends are considering getting married, I'm asking you right now, tell them to reach out to a therapist, reach out to someone to do some premarital counseling. And I'm about to tell you right now, I grew up in church. But know this, that three sessions of premarital counseling at church is not enough. I don't care what faith you are. 3 sessions is not enough. All right? So, generally speaking, I would say 3 months. 3 months without major issues happening. 6 months maybe with major issues going on. And also, what the bottom line is are the people complying and doing the work? Because you can show up to counseling, but if you don't do the work, then you're not going to see any difference. You're not going to see a change. So it's certainly up to you. Okay? So whether or not you enter into a marriage that becomes successful, it's up to you doing the work. Marriage is not easy. Staying married is not easy. It's a job, kind of like your 9 to 5. And so you can make it easier by getting premarital counseling, agreeing on a lot of things in advance, writing it down on paper, understanding each other, where each other's coming from, taking that mask off, revealing your true self to your mate before you marry them so that they don't wake up and think, who is this person next to me? Right? So anyway, many blessings. Make it a great day. Thanks for being here with Shanna Trahan at the Trahan Therapy Center, where we shape minds and change lives. Hopefully this has inspired you to share the video with your friends because you know they're getting married, or even to consider it for yourself. Make it a great day, and bye for now.